love how when you flip the camera around, you like immediately have a double chin. That's super fun. Hi, good morning. I'm so happy y'all are here. So I want to introduce myself. I am Lacey. I am a business and content creation coach for women entrepreneurs, and I am the founder of A Lit Up Life. So I hope y'all are having a great morning, and today what I really want to talk to you about is how to create your magnetic message. Hi Chelsea, I'm so happy you guys are all here. I'm so happy to talk to you about creating your magnetic message because I feel like it is such an important part. Hi Madeline. It is such an important part of like coming out and being visible in your business and really like getting clear on what you do and how to help your clients understand that. So today I'm going to give you my top 3 tips for creating that message, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about how that ties into your content creation. Get clear on what you do really, really well and lead with it. So a lot of my clients are really hesitant on this piece because they want to make sure that they are delivering great service to their clients, and there are so many things they do for their clients, and they're really fearful about not talking about that. So they're really bad about not narrowing in on it. They want to make sure that their clients see all of the benefits that they have to offer, and that can be super challenging to get them to see why that's not always the best way. And I think the reason that it's not always the best way is because there are a lot of people doing a lot of things. So you need that thing that says to your clients, this is why you need me, right? So pick what you're best at and lead with it. So for me, I pick content creation to lead with because it's something I excel at, and it's also something I'm super passionate about and really believe in. I think it's the thing that makes you most visible in your business. It attracts your ideal clients, and it's what really like puts you out there and makes you stand out. So I lead with content creation all the time. That's like almost all I talk about. And the reason is because that is what sets me apart from other coaches, and that's what makes people think like I need that. That's what I need. But if I was just like I'm a business coach, then I could help them with content creation, but they might never know that because I'm not leading with the thing that I'm best at. And I can help them with all of those other areas of their business, and I do. But as far as like putting myself out there online and getting visible, lead with what you're best at because it is what will attract people to you that need what you have to offer. And it's also what makes clients like make that connection with you, right? So like that moment of like, I need her, like I need that. So when you lead with what you're best at, you have that ability to like have that moment for a client where it's just super clear to them that you have what they need. My next tip is make it simple, but keep it significant. So one of the things that I think we tend to do is like overthink and overtalk about our message because we want it to be so clear and we're so passionate about it and we're so excited about it. So we could talk about it for hours. When I ask a lot of my clients, okay, so what do you do? They're like, well, I do a lot of things, and they give me like a whole list, and they do, and that's awesome. But the problem is you lose people in the first like 5 seconds. So you need like a message that's really simple, but also really significant. So one of the most important things is make sure that your message has like benefit-laden language in it. So don't just tell your clients what you do, but make sure your message tells them like what they're going to get out of it. So like I always say something to the effect of like, I help women entrepreneurs create killer content and strategy so they can get visible in their online business and effortlessly attract their ideal clients. So they can picture what that looks like, right? They can picture getting visible in my online business and effortlessly attracting my ideal clients. So if they can picture that like 5-second spiel is super relevant to them, and they can decide like, is that something they need or not? So they can decide, in that 5 seconds, is this something I really need, and can I picture what it looks like? So it's simple, but really significant because they can make that connection quickly. So when I say simple, what I mean is a lot of times we use language that's really specific to us or our industry because we understand it really well. So when I used to be a therapist and would talk about my therapy practice, I would do that all the time. Like I would use words that like only a therapist would understand, and potential clients would be like, oh, okay. Like they had no idea what I was talking about, and I totally lost them, right? So same thing in, coaching or whatever service-based online business that you have, like make sure you're using language that your ideal clients understand and that you're keeping it really simple. there's like a tendency to want to put like really beautiful, fluffy language around a lot of our messages, and I do like that in some ways, but make sure it's simple enough that your clients can connect with it and still get what you do. So also like the language part, so just using language that your clients not only know, but that they would use, right? So like when I was using my like therapist speak, nobody even knew what it was, let alone was it a word that they would use or connect with. Exactly. Use language your ideal clients understand and connect with. So like interview your ideal clients, what words are coming out of their mouths, right? Like how are they explaining their problem, and put that in your message. How are they explaining, most importantly, the results that they want to get, and put that in your message. So if they want to, do something in their business, that's cool. You can talk about that, but like, how are they explaining that? How are they saying that? Put that in your message. And then number 3 is, just because you can talk about something doesn't mean you should. I feel like I'm a broken record, and I say this all the time to my clients, but the problem is that a lot of times we have so much to offer, like especially when we come into coaching or online business, a lot of us have like crazy variety of backgrounds and a lot to offer our clients. So we tend to talk about all of those things. And really what happens is we just confuse our clients and we confuse our message, and nobody like ever genuinely connects with us. So you have to talk about the same thing or the same topic or your message in a particular way over and over again until you have really built up that know, like, and trust factor with your tribe. Even then, I think it's still important to stay consistent and on message, because that continues to help them know, like, and trust you. But of course, like at the beginning, it's even more important. So like one example of a client that I had a while ago, and she doesn't mind me talking about this, so this is not me throwing her under the bus, but she was a business coach, and she was obsessed with health and fitness too. Like obsessed. It was one of her favorite things, her favorite activity, favorite pastime, and she would talk about that a lot in her posts simply because she was passionate about it, right? And it totally confused her message, totally confused her clients. Like, was she a health coach? Was she a business coach? Like, why was she talking about health and fitness all the time? And really, she was just doing it because it was her passion and because she wanted to put content out there and be visible, right? But always make sure that your content ties back to your message. So just because you can talk about something, like just because she had a lot of knowledge on health and fitness, it doesn't mean she should have. So make sure that like whatever you're talking about in your message and in your content is super specific and always ties back to that original thing that you're leading with, which is like whatever you most excel at or feel most passionate about in your business, right? And then on that note, I would say like as you grow your tribe, you can always spread out a little bit more. Like I know a lot of coaches that have been around for a long time add a lot more variety into what they're talking about. Like I think about Marie Forleo in this way a lot. She kind of like runs the gamut as far as like what she'll blog about and what she'll talk about in her videos. So that's okay, but like make sure you have that base built first before you like really start to dive off in so many different areas. So everything that you put out, like always ask yourself, is this congruent with my message, and does this tie back to what I want my clients to know about me? So same thing with content. So I always tell my clients to build their content from their message. So I talk a lot about creating categories and themes around your content and planning it in advance, and I'll definitely talk about that a lot more in another scope. But the point is, as it relates to this, is that every piece of content you put out should very clearly tie back to your message. So that's like a good like quick check to do with yourself before you do a Facebook post or put something on Instagram. Like, does this tie back to my message? Now that can be confusing because sometimes clients are like, well, what if I just want to post like a personal picture of something I'm doing or whatever? That's okay. Like, you tie back to your message, right? Like I am part of my message, so that's okay. But like be congruent in the sense that you're not posting constantly about like your favorite smoothies for breakfast, but trying to sell business coaching, right? Like that's okay in there as it relates to you as a person, but like that should not be like daily what you're putting out on Facebook. So always like do that check-in with yourself before you post something. Is this congruent with my message, and will this confuse my clients? If it's congruent, go for it. If there's even a hesitation that it might confuse your clients, don't post it. Okay, you always want to make sure that every piece of content ties back, like blog posts, everything. So I always plan my content in advance, and I always make sure that the themes and categories which I'm planning it are always connected to my message. So just to recap, get clear on what you're really good at and lead with that in your message. Make it simple, but keep it significant. Oh, I forgot to say something here. So there's a format you can use for that, which is like I help X, which would be your client, so whoever your client is, do blank. So whatever you're going to help them do, build their business, lose weight, whatever, so they can blank. So what is that for them? So so they can have financial freedom, so that they can feel confident, whatever it means. So basically who you help, what you help them do, and what that gives them. So that's keep it simple but significant. So those are the most important pieces, and that's a one sentence thing. So I wanted to mention that too. So I help blank, do blank, so they can blank. Okay? So keep it simple but significant. And then 3 is just because you can talk about something doesn't mean you should. So just because you're a coach that knows a lot about other areas doesn't mean you should talk about it. Always stay congruent, always stay on message. And then the same goes for your content. So every piece of content you have ties back to your original message. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope that makes it a little more clear how to create a message that's not only clear but magnetic to your ideal clients. And I've had so much fun scoping with you guys. I'm going to keep scoping every Thursday, and I am going to hop off if nobody has questions because I am getting on a plane to go to New York for this weekend. So I hope that you all have a beautiful weekend, and I really, really thank you for being here and watching my scope. Talk to you later. Bye.